Hey, how's it going, guys? So I spent the entire Sunday afternoon going to Microsoft MSL documentation, trying to figure out how to save the Microsoft Graph API authenticated session in an access token file. The documentation was quite confusing, but it did point me to the correct direction. And after several hours of trial and error, I finally figured out how to save the authenticated session in a token file. So in this video, I'll share the steps on how to save your Graph API session in a token file. Now I want to go to the agenda first. So for this video, I only want to cover three things: how to save your access token in a JSON file, how to load the access token, and finally we'll put everything together into a single script. Alright, so from the last video, I went through the process of how to acquire your access token. And this is the script from previous video. I want to change the script a little bit. So I'm going to remove line 2. Instead of importing the client application class individually, I'm going to import the MSL module directly. And for the client instance creation, I'm going to insert the module name. Let me increase the font size a little bit more. So from the MSL module, there's a class called serializable token cache. And I'm going to insert the class first. And it's going to be serializable token cache. I'll name the output as access token cache. So the idea is that we're going to store the token session in this serializable token cache object. And we're going to link the token cache to the client instance. So when we create the client application instance, we're going to include one more extra parameter called token cache. And we're going to link the access token cache to this client instance. Now I'm going to execute line 1 to line 9 before I authenticate my account. Alright, so here if I print access token cache, let me take a look. And I think this should be serialized. Okay, so when I run this statement, it's going to return the token information that ties to the access token cache. And because we haven't stored anything in this object yet, I'm going to go ahead and authenticate my account. And once I authenticated my account, so I can print the token response to give me my token access data in a dictionary. Now if I go ahead and run line 18, access token cache serialize. And because we create this linkage when we construct our public client application instance, so the token data is going to get passed to the access token cache object. Now if I print the keys, oh, and this should be, let me see. Oh, this is string. Let's see. Right, now my. Basically, this string here is going to be the token data we're going to save in a token file. And to do that, so here I'm going to insert the with open statement. And I'll name my token file. Let's name this as API token access.json. And it's going to be a regular write mode. I'll name this as _f. And I'll write the content to the API token access.json file. Now if I run this statement here, and it's going to create the API token access.json file. Now let me go ahead and open the file. Alright, so if we look at the content itself, So we have different keys: access token, account, ID token, refresh token, app metadata. I'm going to close this file for now. And that's how you save the Graph API token access in a token file. And to load the token file, from the import statement here, let me change this to import MCell. I also want to import the OS module. Right, so I'm going to terminate this session. Now, assuming that I don't want to go to the authentication step again. Instead, I'm going to load the token file and use the file to skip the authentication process. And to load the token file, I want to check if the file exists first. So I'm going to say if os.path.exists. I'm going to insert the file path. And let me take a look. And if this condition is met, then I can, I forgot one thing. So I need to create the serializable token cache object first. I'll name this as access token cache. From the access token cache object, there's a method called deserialize. And I want to load the file, so I'm going to type open, giving the file path. And it's going to be remo.read. Now if I run this code block, and if I print access token cache.serialize, and it's going to return the information from the token file. Now going back to my client construction, I'll pass the access token cache to the token cache parameter. Now before I go into the authentication step, I want to load the token content first. So let me go ahead and create my client instance. Now from the client object, I want to insert the get account method. It should be get accounts method. And if I run this statement here, it's going to return any account connection that is available. And currently there's only one account that is available, and which is my account. And I'll name the output as accounts. Now to convert this item here into the access token, from the client object, we want to insert the acquire token silent method. And I'm going to provide the scopes. And notice that here we have this account parameter. And I'm going to assign the account from the accounts object. And I want to provide the first account as the connection. And I'll name the output as token response. Right, so let me go ahead and create the token response object. Let me create the accounts object first. Now if I print the token response object, and it's going to return the token dictionary from the last session. Now we can pass the access token ID to connect to Microsoft Graph API. And to put everything together, this is the function that I came out with. So I'm going to name the function generate access token. And this function takes the app ID and the scopes. And here let me insert my main routine. And here's my app ID and the scopes. Now I'm going to grab this chunk of code and I'll copy and paste to the function. Right, so first we're going to read the token file. If this step didn't happen, then we're basically passing an empty access token cache. And from the getAccounts method, we're going to check if any account is available. So I'm going to say if accounts is not empty, then I want to go ahead and create the token response object. So from client.acquire token silent, I'll pass the scopes and the accounts connection. So here, I'm always going to use the first account because for this automation script, I don't have an interface to allow users to select the account, assuming that there are multiple accounts. So sometimes it's pretty useful when you have a GUI, such as a web application or desktop application, to allow users to choose which account they want to connect to. If the account's object is empty, they want to go to the regular authentication steps. And when the function finishes, I want to update the access token file. Then we're going to return the token response object. Oh, this should be token. Now going back to the main routine. So here I can call the function, and I'll name the output as access token. And it's going to be generate access token. And we're going to pass the app ID and the scopes. Then I'll print the access token object. Now let me terminate this session, and I'll delete the token file that I created before. Now I'm going to press F5 to run the script. Alright, so I have authenticated my account, and it's giving me more information than I need. So to return the access ID, I should reference the key. And let me rename the access token object. I want to name this as token response. Alright, so if I go ahead and rerun the script, and this time the script will read the token file and print the access token ID directly while going to the authentication step. Right, so this is going to be everything I'm going to cover in this video, and hopefully you guys found this video useful. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.